Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Roma English podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the Hellas Verona game as well as the Inter game and a few other points that we'd like to touch on. So, I think starting off, we'll have a look at what happened against Hellas Verona. Who wants to start us out? Conte or Seb?
Um, Sebe, you go ahead. You wanted to talk about Fonseca's tactics, you said, right?
Yeah, because we already knew from the start that Hellas was going to be a difficult game. They're a good team, have good players, a really good coach. But we got fortunate at the start, a pretty undeserved pen, and their coach got a red card. So they got everything against them from the start, and an injury to Kumbula. But I think I am very satisfied with Fonseca in this game because the three-man backline worked wonders against them. Their play towards the sidelines were contained very well by our wingbacks, and we managed to keep a hold on what's his name, Amrabat as well. He didn't get to do a whole lot, and he's the facilitator of the team.
And Diawara did a great job shutting him down.
Yeah. And I think we managed the lead pretty well. We were sure we defended pretty low against them, I felt like. But we never risked anything or took stupid chances. I think and pretty much everyone helped in some way defensively.
Except one
except one certain player. But and the midfielders were so good, especially Veretout.
Yeah.
He had one of his better games for us, and that says a lot because he's pretty much always good.
I actually I have one little criticism on Veretout, and that's his. It's not something, I don't know if it's a tactical thing by Fonseca or what it is, but I think he presses a bit too much sometimes. He goes a bit too high up the field to press, and then we only have Diawara in the midfield. Thing is, Diawara is so good that he can pretty much cover that and slow them down enough for Veretout to get back. But I saw that, I think it was in the Inter game, that Veretout looked a bit tired and didn't quite have the energy to get back at times, and that might be because he presses too much. Thing is, he does the pressing very well, and he does it very well, but it's still... I don't know.
I think that could be attributed to the fact that Pellegrini and Mkhitaryan cannot press like Veretout does. So in my mind, this is speculative, but I'd imagine Fonseca wants Veretout to press high and one of the attacking midfielders to drop off and cover him. And I think Mkhitaryan does that quite a bit, actually. They rotate in the press that way. I understand that they're not strong as Veretout defensively, but I do think Fonseca sees that and he's taking a calculated risk,
maybe.
Because the pressure Veretout applies is incredible on the back line. We win so many high balls.
This actually enforces my argument that I would like to see Veretout in a three-man midfield with one defensive midfielder and then Veretout and someone else like Pellegrini, Cristante, Mkhitaryan, anyone alongside him, because Veretout can press so well, and if he has Diawara behind him, in that sense, then he has even more freedom to press. But he's so good in this system, so I wouldn't change it. I think this system works well.
It does, yeah.
But my slight worry is maybe the opponents we faced have played perfectly into our system, because Verona are very much wing play, which the system suits very well to defending against, because we have the wing backs and then we have the wide centre backs that can give very good support, which a four-man backline can't really. Same with Inter and Parma, they mainly just counter, and with a three-man backline, it's more effective to stop counters like that.
So what kind of team poses an issue to this? Because a 4-3-3 is going to play with wingers, and otherwise multiple strikers and through the middle were covered because. I don't really see an obvious tactical weakness.
I think that if a team overloads the middle, it could be a slight issue.
I think teams like Juventus, Atalanta, I don't know what more teams play very...
But Inter
maybe it's
essentially
good for
overloads
Italy, though, because there are many teams that play a lot in the midfield in Italy, actually.
But I think a team like I think Sevilla plays with a 4-3-3, but they have a lot of midfield control.
True.
Yeah.
They mainly, I feel like they mainly create through the wings because they have De Jong, who's very tall, and they have Navas and Region
Navas
as wing
plays right
backs.
back.
Yeah, and
Campos is their main outlet, and he's a winger.
exactly.
Yeah, but they also have that Oliver Torres, who creates a lot through the middle.
Maybe.
And
Veretout is gonna eat that guy alive.
with the
I'm
help
telling you
of
now.
And they also have Ever Banega, who's a real. He has.
Who's going to Qatar at the end of the season with Perotti? Yeah.
But,
So in my
Sasha,
opinion, we are gonna kill Sevilla.
No.
Kill Sevilla. I think we are gonna run them off the pitch. Conte's men didn't outwork us yesterday. I really think we're gonna kill Sevilla.
You know what my worry is? Veretout is suspended, so he won't be able to kill Oliver Torres. So we're probably going to have to play with Cristante.
Right. I think it doesn't have to be the pressing approach. I think Diawara can do a good job covering him, and like not exactly smothering him, like being this close, but always covering.
I would rather have Cristante. I would rather have Cristante pushing high and just causing havoc for the defenders, right? Because in defense, if he makes a mistake, we're fucked.
Yeah.
At least there he can bully players physically and cause pressure and just be a pitfall. I think that's a better use. So he doesn't have to worry about tactical decision making.
I think
fair. Yeah. But
if there's anything else you guys
Serie A.
want to say on the Hellas Verona game?
I mean, I think that it showed some tactical awareness from Fonseca to change the tactics up a bit. Like, it was some minor tweaks and it worked well. Playing it long to Dzeko and heading it into the space where we were supposed to have runners, but we don't.
Except Mkhitaryan.
Spinazzola had a couple of runs like that, and so did Mkhitaryan. Spinazzola actually had 2 shots. That his shooting technique is just awful, but he had 2 shots that.
He scored a goal.
I know, but still, like, his technique is very often. I don't think he can shoot long shots at all.
Oh yeah, no. He doesn't have a venom in his shot. He's like Clivert.
Yeah.
There's no belief in it.
The thing from Hellas Verona is we have 1 takeaway bad performance and 1 takeaway great performance. We have Ibanez, who was so good.
Fantastic.
And then we have
Fantastic.
Dzeko, who almost caused me to rip off my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
we should get into the Dzeko and also the Zaniolo thing.
Yeah, so I think Dzeko was... I mean, we all saw it in the first half. Pellegrini misplayed a pass. He drops to his knees like he's seen his family get murdered. What the hell are you doing? Get up and go win the ball back. And Dzeko's crying. When the ball's dropping to his feet, he's crying. He doesn't see it. That is actually schoolboy soccer. Schoolboy football.
I think you're talking about when Pellegrini had a long shot that was deflected into Dzeko.
Was it a long shot?
And a small reminder, he's the captain.
Yeah,
exactly. But in fact, and Pellegrini is the vice captain. He's dropping to his knees. For me, that is a sign of giving up. That is you giving up, you on your knees like that. And then Dzeko's crying and carrying on. First of all, as your attack now, Pellegrini had this Bomber and Maestro relationship and big friends like Totti, Vieri, they thought they were. But now all of a sudden, he's giving up and he's cucking him up. What the hell, guys? It doesn't go right. And you guys are fighting. Or I think that's disgusting. Go win the ball back and do it right that time, Dzeko. Show them what they should be doing. Don't cry.
I'm going to be honest. If I was the coach and that happened, Dzeko wouldn't be captain next game.
No,
Dzeko. If I was the coach, Dzeko would have been subbed there and then.
Yeah, I generally believe that the captain / vice captain should be Veretout and Mancini.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But I've been saying this for a long time. Like, I used to hate on Dzeko so much until he said those things about how much he loves the city, and then I was like, okay. I mean, you really seem to care about the city, and I'm too much of a football romantic. But this is exactly why. and this is why I hated on Salah as well, because they're both fucking prima donnas that think they're the star of the team and hate on everyone. And Dzeko yesterday, he complained so much about the service, but he had 2 open goals almost, and he skied them into the stands.
Not, you mean against Hellas? Against Hellas.
Yeah, sorry, against Hellas. Like, oh, for fuck's sake. If you're going to complain, when you get a chance, you got to fucking score it. It's...
Prove to the team why you deserve the service. Earn the service. It's simple.
Why the fuck would they try to pass you if you only miss the shots anyways, every time they pass you? Like...
Yeah, I think that was he should have actually sat bench that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, geez, I don't know what the hell that was. Scored a great header. Let's not pretend he scored a great header. For him to actually score a header, very impressive. Commentator makes a comment. Dzeko, arguably the best header of the ball in Italy. I actually almost fainted when I heard that comment.
Goals.
Oh my God.
Pardon?
He does have the most heading goals in the league, though.
He should have triple the headed
He should have
goals.
twice the amount.
But and you know, we have the most crosses in the league. Of course, our striker is gonna have the most headed goals if he's 198 or however tall he is. Like,
and Mancini has a skew head.
Yeah. Mancini
I don't know
and
what the hell's
Ibanez.
wrong with those. They can't fucking head it straight. They can't aim their headers. Are they scared of the ball?
But the thing is, if they learn to control their headers, it's 8 goals a season probably.
But you know what? We have so much promise for corners, goals from corners. We already score amongst the most from set pieces in the league.
I think we're
but
second.
We also miss like 3 chances a game from set
When was
pieces.
the last time we scored off a free kick that wasn't direct? That was a cross from a free kick and a header. Jeez, it's been months.
But I mean, the fact that we get so many chances with it. Honestly, Pellegrini's corners, they're so good. You can complain about him all you want, but his corners, they are so good.
No, I mean, it's fantastic. His corners are fantastic. His delivery is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'll just throw my Kolarov argument at you. Totti took better corners. Why isn't he playing?
But you know why the Pellegrini corners are good? Because he's completely alone and no one is contesting him.
Yeah.
No, exactly. He has all the time in the world. He should actually go to La Liga, Pellegrini. He would be fantastic in La Liga.
Yeah.
Because Oaks will just let him do whatever he wants for 10 seconds before they even run to him. So it's a perfect league. If he wants to play like that, La Liga is where you go.
About Dzeko in the Hellas game, I thought it was you who said it, but almost like an excuse for the behavior of Dzeko was frustration from not being able to commit due to him having a yellow card. But
I said it.
Yeah,
it's very well. Listen, let me explain why I said that. So, if we're playing tactically, that we're gonna kick the ball to Dzeko for 90 minutes in the air, and he is not allowed to go all out for one, or he misses a very important game. I don't know Dzeko, but personally, I would get very frustrated in that situation.
You know what? I get that. I get that he's frustrated about that. And I get that he maybe didn't go
excuse it.
No,
I know. Doesn't excuse it.
No, I know. But I'm just gonna say my take on it. And we already talked in the chat, and I know you were pissed with him as well. But I think like that he doesn't go all in for the challenges and the headers because he's risking getting a suspension. Fine, but that he fucking complains that he doesn't get the service and then misses the chances, and he complains 100%. Every time someone misses a pass, and then he fucking plays a sideways pass into the stands instead. You know, like that's what pisses me off.
That was tragic.
I mean,
I fully
the
agree.
thing is that sounds like I'm overstating it, but he actually had a pass like that. He was just gonna play it out to Bruno Perez and played it into the stands. Like,
hit it
what
completely.
the fuck are you doing?
Honestly, joke. Should we talk about Fonseca's comments on Zaniolo?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I said this, that I'm actually not too mad about that because I think that could be exactly what Dani needed. I actually read today that it's possible that he was in the stands today to prove, like, it's so that because Fonseca wanted to prove a point.
To show he's with the team.
Because he apparently had a small injury, but they're saying that it wasn't enough for him not to be able to play at all. Apparently a part of it might be because Fonseca was pissed that he didn't work hard enough. And I think that's exactly what he needs, because he has such a big ego, and he needs to fucking chill. And also it makes Fonseca is showing that he supports Mancini in this, and that the players should be criticizing each other, and they should be getting pissed if someone is walking on the field when they just came out.
You should be holding each other accountable, 100%.
Exactly. And I think that's right.
Young players that never has to be accountable for anything grow up to be divas, because they always get away.
Yeah.
Stopping that pretty early with Zaniolo could be really important for both him and the team.
Yeah.
So I from my side, I understand it could be Zaniolo's a special case because he's got a big ego and he's got the potential. Fonseca himself said he's got the potential to be the best in Italy. So perhaps it's a special case. What I don't like, if I was in Zaniolo's position, is that I get publicly criticized and Dzeko gets away scot-free. That is something I don't like, because I think the coach should hold everyone to the same standard. Not Zaniolo needs to run in this and this, and Dzeko can be the king. That's not fair on anyone.
But you know what? I think this highly depends on how he treats them behind closed doors as well. Because I think that it might be that tactically Dzeko isn't supposed to work so hard in defending, because he needs to save
Should he
his
be
energy.
crying?
No, but
should he be giving up on balls in the box? That's what I'm saying.
No.
Why does he not say,
I fully
we need
agree
better
on
from
that.
our captain?
But he might be screaming on him in the locker room about that. Like, we don't know that. And
yeah,
he's 34 and he doesn't have a substitute. Like, of course you want to save as much of Dzeko's energy as possible. And that's not Fonseca's fault. That's actually Petrachi's fault. I love Petrachi. I think we should have kept him. But there he made a mistake in the striker position, because we don't have a second striker. Kalinic can't be our second striker versus a team that's above 16th in the league. Like, honestly.
And when it comes to the situation, you guys know how much I rave about Mancini. I think he's unbelievable. But this is just another great thing by him. He actually went out of his way to tell Zaniolo to actually work, because it shows that he doesn't just take shit. It shows that he wants everyone to want to be better.
Yeah.
Which is just so important when it comes to leadership.
Fully agree. I love Mancini.
Mancini is I think the perfect mentality you need in a winning team.
Yeah.
He's a killer. That's and I think it's fantastic that and I also said the other thing on Mancini is not only that he cucked out Zaniolo. I said on the group chat, cucked out. Not only that he had a go at Zaniolo, he also he also straight after Dzeko scored, he went up to Dzeko and grabbed him and said, "Calm down." And to go and speak to Zaniolo is one thing, because Mancini is his senior.
Yeah.
To go speak to Dzeko, that takes balls, and that shows someone who puts winning over everything. Yeah. And that's why, I'm very impressed with him. I think he needs to learn to control his aggression, but otherwise he's on his way.
He reminds me so much of a young De Rossi. Like, obviously, he's not going to be as good, I don't think, but he's still like a young De Rossi. I love his mentality. He's so aggressive and he fights so hard. And I think if he stays a long time, he's going to be an absolute legend of the club.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
That would be the case.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like a new Del Vecchio or something. I know they're not the same position, but
But the thing is, Mancini will probably be kept under the radar because he isn't the most gifted player. So let's hope, because teams are usually looking for the guy that can make the best tackles, or even though Mancini is good at it, his strongest aspect is his both mental and physical strength.
Yeah,
I really think if we finish top 4 and Mancini has a good a season equivalent of this, but we get the results on the pitch, I could see a United or Manchester City coming in for him, because they like that type of guy. They like that type of player.
Guys, let's be honest. How much better is Mancini than Romagnoli? It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
I have never thought Romagnoli was good.
No.
Never. But yet, big teams are still interested in him for some reason.
Yeah.
And
you know why?
Haven't even talked about Mancini.
You know why? Because last season, until the 30th game or something, he was the only player along with Van Dijk to never be dribbled past. So he got a lot of praise for that, and people started loving him. And then now he gets dribbled past and not like 3 times a game. So it was all
So
lost.
for me, Romagnoli has a very similar. People perceive him in a very similar way that Pellegrini is starting to get perceived, where no matter what he does, nobody, he's going to be great. He's going to be great. He will be great. So he's got almost an infinite leash that no matter what he does, people will still give him a chance. And then essentially it doesn't matter after that. And I don't want Pellegrini to become that player because Romagnoli has no right to be the captain of Milan. That is a disgrace. Maldini was the captain.
He has no right to start in the national team in the Euros either.
No.
That's a joke. And I don't want Pellegrini to be the Totti of that. The equivalent of, one day he'll be Totti, making captain. Give him his Roman, give it to him. I don't want that. That's backwards. That's not what the club, that's not how you win.
True, and that's what I said about Florenzi. I never think he should have been captain because he's not a leader. And that's just, I don't think that's his fault. I don't think you should blame him for not being a leader. He just doesn't have a leader personality. He works hard for the team. He loves the city, but that doesn't mean he should be captain. The captain should be the leader of the
wasn't really an alternative. That's the thing. Dzeko was a prick.
It's honestly the same with Dzeko. Like, if someone loves the city or the team, it doesn't mean they're automatically leaders and good captains.
Exactly. Mancini is a better leader than Dzeko, like you said.
Mancini is much better leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Mancini has the ability to remove himself from the emotional side of it and focus on winning.
Yeah.
Whereas Dzeko, it's like an episode of a series with that Oak. I don't know. He's putting on a show for the people. Just get on with it, man.
Yeah. And going from Pellegrini, who has an never-ending leash, we go to a player that has to prove himself in every game to be kept in the starting lineup. A bit of a favorite here, Roger Ibanez. we have to talk about.
Before we talk about Ibanez, I think let's talk about the Inter game.
Yeah.
Since I think Ibanez's performance against Inter is going to come back anyway,
Yeah, I agree.
Because he was fantastic again. So, does anyone want to start us out, or I don't mind? Well, what do you guys want to do?
I would like to keep going a bit on Pellegrini, because I have some thoughts on him, and I know Sasha kind of disagrees, but I actually thought he had a very good game.
Okay. So sorry. You want to speak about Pellegrini in the Inter game?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
I'll start off with general. I don't think he has been good in the last since the Milan game.
6 months.
No, but honestly, every game since the Milan game, he hasn't been good until this Inter game.
Was he good in the Milan game? I remember him being subbed very early.
No, he was alright. I thought. I didn't think he was good, but he was too invisible he usually.
He hasn't been good since the Samp game because he was good versus Samp.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but anyways, and I think yes, partly that's his fault. He should be better, but also I don't think he can play as a winger because he doesn't have that ball carrying ability that a winger or like a wide attacking midfielder like him and Mkhitaryan plays should have. He is a passer. He can pick out anyone with a pass. Like look at the assist he did to Dzeko, or the assist he did to Kluivert versus Udinese, was it, in the first game? Like he has a brilliant pass on him. Oh no, I meant no, it was versus Hellas in the first game.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has a brilliant pass on him. He can pick out anyone, but if he only has Dzeko in front of him, who is he gonna pick out? Because Dzeko can't run. He can only cross to Dzeko, and that's all he can do. And put some passes through to Perez, and he did that very well versus Inter, because Perez came around his player on the flank 4 or 5 times with good passes from Pellegrini. They were perfectly weighted.
Yeah. So, from my perspective, that whole to be fair, I've seen that guy when he's confident he can beat a man. I've seen him beat a man. Yeah. He can. He's more than capable of completing a dribble. But when you're so unconfident, you're walking at the defender, I will tackle you. How can you try and dribble someone by rolling it to the side and walking? You're half asleep. Obviously, they're going to take it. If he had some aggression in it, he'd be able to beat men easily. He's got great ball control.
Yeah.
The other thing is that whole, yes, fine, he's a fantastic passer. Realistically, is it possible for Roma ever to build a team where, unless it's Totti, a guy's allowed to sit there and hit a one-time pass over his shoulder all game to infinite runners? Is that actually feasible? If that's all he can do, because he's a pass first, but what else does he bring then?
No, I think
how else can he work?
He is a very smart player as well, because he is the kind of player that can dictate the tempo and can he can create space for players, even though it isn't he's good at switching the play and good at picking out the right player in the build-up as well. But the thing is, in this formation, that's all he can bring. And from a wide, a winger is never supposed to be the main player in build-up. The big winger is supposed to maybe find some space and be able to run with the ball forward, but he's not supposed to be part of passing in the build-up. And so Pellegrini can't do that either. So both of his best qualities.
Then should he drop into the 3 in midfield? Is that what you're suggesting?
But I think he should be a midfielder, not a winger. But
in that case, it would have to switch to a 3-5-2 instead of a 3-4-2-1.
Or maybe a 3-4-1-2.
You know what? I do think when Zaniolo's fit, you'll see exactly what you're saying. I think Pellegrini will be added into the rotation with Diawara, Veretout, and Diawara and Veretout, and I think, and obviously the up 4. But I think then Zaniolo preferably will start in his position with Mkhitaryan. And I just think that's our strongest attack.
It would probably be Pellegrini and Mkhitaryan taking switch in that role.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And that's where I think he will flourish. And he's actually not a bad defender. He's quite decent at defending. He can't be a defensive midfielder, obviously, but he's good enough for a central midfielder. So I think he will flourish there, or even as an attacking midfielder. Look how good he was before Christmas. He was absolutely brilliant. And
I think,
yes, he has lost some confidence. I think he still needs to regain confidence. But in the last 2 games, second half versus Hellas and versus Inter, he looked more confident. Versus Inter, he actually did take on a couple of players and created some half chances. And versus Hellas, I think after that almost Mkhitaryan assist, I think that gave him some confidence, and I hope so.
Yeah.
I think the confidence is a big thing, and I think one thing that's actually holding us back big time is Ibanez is fantastic at playing aggressive passes, and he'll play an aggressive pass up to Pellegrini, and Pellegrini's touch will let him down. Yeah. And then because his touches let him down, we lose all the momentum, and it's the same problem with Dzeko. Mkhitaryan's, every time we play to Mkhitaryan, we get an attacking chance because he can control the ball dead every time.
It's true. I do agree. I think Pellegrini's first touch and his shooting needs to improve. I think we talked about that already in a previous episode, though. And I don't.
But it's an ongoing issue. I mean,
exactly. No, but I'm not saying he's a brilliant player. He's not the best player at our club, but I do see the potential, and I think the system is kind of making him look bad and look worse than he is.
So where would you put him, Conte? In your if in the 3-5-2, what would you instruct him to do to get the best out of him?
I would instruct him to vary between dropping deep and helping with the build-up, and then maybe being a bit higher forward, because his movement is very good and he finds himself in good pockets of space, and then instruct him to pick out Zaniolo runs or even Perez or Spinazzola runs.
I think Zaniolo now providing runs.
What?
Him playing a bit deeper with a Zaniolo providing runs can open up his game a lot more. I do agree with that.
Exactly.
The Perez thing, I don't want to credit him. Yes, those balls were fantastic. Perfectly weighted. He played. Excuse me, Ashley Young, you disgrace.
Yes.
How many times are you going to get beaten by the same trick? Sorry, but if you think that is I'm not saying to you, I'm speaking in general.
No, I know.
That is not a consistent outlet, that 1-2 pass down the line, because very few players are as thick as Ashley Young to get beaten by it 6 times in a row. Victor Moses came on, didn't happen again.
Okay, but the thing is, combination, being the glue between the center mids and the wing backs could be a key role for him. Because then he could like facilitate both the build-up play and attacks with having an option at each side of him, and then the bailout cross to Dzeko.
And I would love to see him be more like have more of a role creating, because I think we have had some problems when the opposition defense is a bit deeper, that we're not creative enough. But with him, like if he can have like more of a roaming role and be creating with his movement and his passes, I think that could help us. And if we have both him and Zaniolo doing that and Veretout making loads of runs, I think that can be even better than it was in the 4-2-3-1. Because in the 4-2-3-1, basically Pellegrini was the only one doing that. And if we have more players that can do that, I think that would help us a lot. Because we're still attacking well, but the majority of our good attacks are coming from counterattacks.
But the thing is with Pellegrini, I think he is very codependent, because an isolated Pellegrini is a wasted player on the field.
Yeah.
But an involved Pellegrini with help is utter class. And
exactly.
I think having him this wide in the system is isolating him.
Exactly.
Besides Bruno Perez, and that won't work as it did on Ashley Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to get him, get more players around him, so he has more options. And then the other thing is he needs to learn to be patient. Because when he gets the ball on the edge of the box or 5 meters away from the box, he gets it. And then it's like, if he can't see a Pala goal, fuck it. He's going to sit there until one comes, and then he gets tackled or he loses it.
It's true.
He needs to learn to pass the ball back when the opportunity isn't there. Fast, move, get the ball again, then the opportunity will open up.
Yeah.
You have to keep moving. He wants to get the ball once, and then the one time he gets the ball, the opportunity is there. It's not how football works. And he gets frustrated by that.
True. I think he definitely has a long way to go, but I think he gets a bit too much hate. I see so many Roma fans screaming about us selling him. I don't think that should be done yet. He's still young.
I don't think we should sell him.
Like, he's much better than Cristante. He's younger than Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan will start dropping off. So
for me, we shouldn't sell him, but I'm definitely don't have my, oh my God, he's a future star glasses on anymore.
And that's fair. I'm starting to agree with you. I still have hope for him, but that he could be a superstar, but he's starting to get older, and I'm starting to get worried about it too.
I honestly don't see him being any better than David Pizarro ever was.
No.
I think he could be a Champions League level and even a knockout Champions League level midfielder. But I don't think he will ever be the best number 10 in Italy.
No, I don't think so either. For example, unfortunately. But also, from what we saw before Christmas, I think it could happen. Maybe like if he picks up that form again and keeps performing like that, maybe it could still happen. I'm not going to expect it though.
So I think we should move on to the Inter game now. I'll start us off on that one. So I was very, very, very impressed with Paulo Fonseca against Inter. I think anyone going up against Antonio Conte, especially challenging him in a battle of the 3-5-2, frankly, I don't care what any Inter fan says, Roma were the better team easily yesterday. Inter did not create a chance, if my memory serves me correctly. They scored off a set piece and a penalty off a mistake we made.
Set piece was also a mistake in marking.
Exactly. So it's almost a different day. We win this 2-0.
Yeah.
Now, fine, 1-0, because I know a lot of people, including Antonio the Clown Conte himself, think that was a foul on Martinez. So for me, I understand why they want to foul. I have seen that foul been given many times. I think as Lautaro, and in fact, I would agree with Inter fans if any other foul like that had been given on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
As a player, you should realize that the ref is not giving you for getting tapped and then falling over. In fact, if Martinez can get put to the ground that easily, I don't think he would have scored this season. So instead of worrying about what the ref calls, Conte, why don't you tell your players to stay on their feet and keep playing the game?
Yeah.
Because Kolarov did not do enough to. In fact, Martinez was falling as Kolarov got to him. He stopped falling. Then, because he's falling, his leg is behind him. Kolarov's leg hits his leg. Excuse me.
You know
Stay
what?
on your feet, and it doesn't happen.
I think this actually showed consistency by Di Bello, who was
Exactly.
refereeing.
I was very happy with the
there was also this push against Dzeko in the back.
Yeah.
Not any other day he could get it, but since the roughness and tempo had been decided this game, he decided that it didn't fit. If every call would be without, it would be a free kick every 2 minutes.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm gonna say it like this: if he would have given the foul, I wouldn't have complained because it wouldn't have been wrong. But I don't think it's wrong not to give it either.
It's a 50-50
for
thing.
me, not giving or not giving the foul, either way, I can understand why you give it, why you don't.
Exactly.
To then discredit Roma like that. Yeah. Oh, the ref and this and Inter always get. Shut up. Why don't you just be the bigger man for once and say, well done, the ref made a decision, move on.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it has to be a referee's decision shows you lost the game at the start. Yeah. But anyway, this isn't about Inter fans.
And you know, Lautaro didn't actually fall from the contact with Kolarov. He felt like he didn't lose balance because he put his foot down and had good footing, and then
and then fell after
on Kolarov, but Kolarov had stopped, so that therefore he fell. He didn't fall because of because of Kolarov. It was just because he thought Kolarov was closer and he could lean on him, but he couldn't, so he fell. And
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fair. But what I will say is we have gotten quite lucky with refereeing decisions lately. The Verona penalty probably wasn't a pen. We should have, like Mancini probably took a handball versus Parma, although I don't think it would have been correct to give the pen because it wasn't clear that he hit his hand.
So
I think I'm pretty sure
lucky. With the Parma penalty, I'm pretty sure it hit Mancini. There was something else on his body first and then his hand.
And
even
though Smalling got a pen for that against Torino, where it went on his chest and his arm, that was wrong because the rule says it has to be arm first for it to be a pen.
But I mean, I think it cancels out throughout the season because we have been unlucky earlier in the season. But I think lately we have been a little lucky. I just hope this doesn't keep going because people will, like other fans will keep discrediting Roma if we keep getting this lucky.
We're still in the minus though.
Yeah.
For me, I think refereeing decision. The reason I'm happy is because refereeing decisions aside, we were the better team. We played better football.
Yeah.
And we deserved the results. And that's
the start
that
was
matters
so good.
because as long as you play well every game, you will get the ball.
The first 7 minutes.
No, I know. We were so good at the start.
I think we won the midfield battle. We won the fullback battle.
Yeah.
I think our defenders took Sanchez and Martinez out of the game completely.
Yeah.
Martinez was really well defended.
Yeah.
I think he had that offside goal. That was about it.
How
was clear offside.
Credit him. What a touch.
Yeah.
What a touch and what a finish. That is the sign of a world-class striker. Fucking hell. Jealous.
For real.
Jealous of that.
No. I mean, Martinez didn't even have a bad game. That's the thing. But our defenders were just better. So
defenders were fantastic. Kolarov had a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Veretout was actually, like you said earlier, was tired. Wasn't as involved as he normally is. Diawara, it was a pity he had to go off.
Losing Diawara, I think lost us 3 points. Because
because the what lost us 3 points was a freak accident.
but the thing is, Inter were pretty. They had pressure in there. And with Diawara, the stability was just outstanding, and with Cristante, it just wasn't there. Not that Cristante necessarily was bad, but he doesn't have the calmness.
Did he touch the ball when he came on? I don't remember him doing anything.
I thought he was decent. He did what he had to do. He didn't have a bad game.
He took the ball in defense. He spun around. He
just-
made no
it-
mistake.
it-
Let's
it-
put
it's,
it
it's a
that way.
it's a 6 rating game.
Exactly. It's nothing. You can't complain. He didn't have to do anything else. He did nothing wrong. So,
But the thing is, but again, the calmness of Diawara,
yeah,
it was absent and it was noticing.
for real. I think I don't get what Spinazzola was doing. Why he took that extra touch to before he because he could have just cleared it on the touch before, and then he took an extra touch and then
The pressure
accidentally
got
took
to him.
a third touch.
But the reason that even happened was because Veretout was trying to do
Yeah,
go between
Veretout
two
was-
defenders into our own box.
Yeah,
Exactly. I was just.
It's so
And it's
unlikely.
almost like, it's for me, it's almost like, oh no, we're not going to win, we're not going to win, we're not going to win, we're not going to win. How are we going to lose? What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Mhm.
And they do that until they make it happen in their own
Exactly.
minds or whatever.
and this is why I'm so impressed by Fonseca, because what the fuck is he supposed to do with a team like this that make like 3, 4, 5 defensive mistakes a game, lose or miss about 3 open goals a game? Like, of course you're gonna lose games if those are the players you got.
But we also
Honestly.
said it. We also said this. This game shows that we have top 4 quality.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
But you know what? We look so good as a team. Like, compact, we play together, we fight for each other, we don't give up. We seem to have good mentality. That's all down to Fonseca. But then individually, we make so many mistakes, and it's so many stupid mistakes, and it's just like,
Yeah.
Having an off season with working in this system.
Yeah.
Next season is going to be good.
yeah,
I
think
Yeah,
I
I'm pretty
genuinely
excited
think
for next
that.
season.
yeah.
So
Sebe,
the
you
Inter
wanna-
game.
huh?
Yeah, I think only Ibanez is left to discuss. Only
I
the
think so
the
too. Sebe,
defensive
you
performance. So
wanna get
go
into
for it,
this?
Sebe.
No, Alder. Nah, but both against Hellas Verona and Inter, he is so much class,
Yeah.
and the fact that he had to be subbed off against Inter because he had worked so hard in past 2 games and he was cramping and he
And
was
Hellas.
What?
And Hellas. He also got subbed. He killed himself on the field.
Yeah, he even though he had like 4 instances of cramps, he still kept going and still kept being brilliant.
Exactly.
If you can't take blame me for this, but if it was Manolas, he would have played 70 minutes both games.
No,
max.
you know what?
Amen.
I'm not gonna kill you for that. I was gonna say exact the same thing.
Yeah.
Manolas would have gone on in the 45th minute actually.
Yeah.
Like
Manol
but
should have gone
Ibanez-
off against Hellas and then been injured for Inter
Yeah,
injured.
because he has to play against Lukaku.
Yeah.
But seriously, I'm just so Ibanez. He had an amazing slide tackle against Hellas.
Yeah.
I think that was so deciding. He had Lukaku. No, it wasn't Lukaku. He had Martinez pretty much in his pocket all game.
Yeah.
Martinez couldn't do shit against him, and then it was this instant when he just took his leg up and just stopped from being a one-on-one with the keeper.
Interception.
Yeah.
What an interception.
Yeah.
So I said that yesterday I was speaking to Sebe and Conte, and I said that in my opinion, Ibanez is better than Manolas, and that's a hot take, and I got ridiculed, and let me explain myself, right? So
Go.
for me, yes, true. Manolas has played in Italy for 5 years. He's been good. He's made some great tackles. For me, what Ibanez has done so far is at a level Manolas is not capable of. And the thing is, you do not do things like, it's one thing a striker under hitting it from the half out goes in, can be a 1 in a million.
Mm.
The things Ibanez are doing cannot happen off luck.
No.
It is pure class. A sliding tackle like that, like against Hellas and against Alexis Sanchez last night, that is not luck. That is world-class technique. Manolas has never tackled at that level.
No.
Manolas has to have it where he's favored for the ball, then he slows down so the defender gets there, and then he tackles. Ibanez can tackle like that even if he's not favored for the ball and still win it. His reading of the game is on another level to Manolas. Manolas looks like he can read the game because he's so fast that any mistake that's made, he can get there quick enough to cover for it. So it looks like there was no mistake.
Yeah.
Ibanez is there before that. He's not making those same mistakes. And when he has to cover for someone he's behind them already with the pace, cutting out the ball. I don't care if it's only been 5 games of Ibanez. I believe that the things he achieved, it's not a beginner's luck thing.
No.
He's just a better footballer than Manolas. Better on the ball, better reading the game, and better technique in the tackle.
Ibanez's mixture of speed, intelligence, timing, and just being a freak of nature when it comes to being physical, it just makes him, it sets him up for so much success. Like he didn't get anything free. He created this all by himself. When he played against Sampdoria, that was his. I genuinely believe that was his only chance of succeeding in Serie A.
Probably.
I think that if he messed up against Sampdoria,
he was done.
He would have been shipped off easily.
No, you know what? Because they did say there were many reports that Fonseca was really impressed with him.
Ibanez,
with Ibanez. So I think he would have been given more chances anyways. But I think he wouldn't have started all these games. I am very excited about him as well. I think he will probably become a good player, maybe even a great player. But I think it's a bit too early to judge because we don't know. Like he has shown that he is mistake prone. Like he has made a couple of mistakes, and he takes too many risks. I think both those tackles that you talked about versus Hellas and Inter, great tackles, but there's still sliding challenges in the box. If he mistimes them, or if the player realizes he's going to make a tackle and either block the ball or poke it away, then he's going to give away a penalty. He did it well. It wasn't a problem now.
The thing with Ibanez is...
No, but look, it could be a problem in the future. Maybe these are just good games. I think if he keeps playing like this for 10 more games, then I'll agree with you. But right now, like the level he's playing at these last 3 games are better than Manolas. Yes. But I don't think it's enough to say he is better than Manolas.
But the thing with Ibanez that makes it so promising is that those mistakes, they tone down for every game.
Yeah, that I agree with. I think he improves every game. But I still think it could also be like good confidence combined with luck. I don't think it is, but it could be. That's all I'm saying.
I think having Ibanez in a 4-back line wouldn't have worked nearly the same way as the 3-back line. I think it just made for this system, honestly.
Yeah.
Manolas, I don't know. I don't know what I think he was. I think Fazio was better than him when they were both playing well. I think he was just faster, so everyone thought he was the star. I mean, he literally got subbed against Roma because we were killing him.
Yeah.
When we played Napoli last. Like,
I'm not seeing that.
Maybe Ibanez's tackle is risky and next time it doesn't work. But by that logic, Dzeko hitting the ball first time on a volley, no, but next you might sky that, so take a touch next time. It's like,
but
you can criticize
still,
anything like that.
Like a defensive mistake.
But you know who also takes big risks in defense? Mancini. He takes those risks every time.
No, I know. But the thing is, I don't think we've seen enough. Like Mancini, we've seen him enough games that he doesn't make mistakes in that we can be kind of calm about it. Like he does make some mistakes, but it doesn't happen very often. Ibanez, we haven't seen him enough games to be sure that he doesn't make many mistakes. That's all I mean. I think he has made good tackles. He has been absolutely our best defender in the last 3 games.
With those mistakes, I still take him over Manolas because he's better at football.
Yeah,
you can pass to Ibanez and not literally passing to Manolas is risking conceding. Literally, because he's that bad.
But if he makes a mistake that costs us a goal every 2 games, if Ibanez would be like that, then I don't know.
But that's very like worst case scenario. I think.
I know.
You know, the complete. I think Manolas. Let's not pretend like Manolas didn't have some absolute howlers where you would slide in with his arm behind him and the ball. Are you fucking dumb? But Jesus.
No,
Like
no.
Manolas
I think like
remember when Zapata shoulder bumped him 6 meters last season against Atalanta?
Oh,
What
yeah,
the hell?
I remember
Like,
that
let's
goal
not
so much.
like Manolas was definitely not mistake free.
No.
Definitely not.
No,
But
I do think a lot of Roma fans put him too high because of the goal versus Barcelona.
Yeah, 100%. I
genuinely
think
believe that.
for me, I'm not going to say, Ibanez should be in the Serie A team of the decade over Manolas. So
No.
that's not what I mean. I think I can see that he is a better footballer than Manolas.
Okay.
And I can see it. That's my opinion. And I think he will prove it. But we obviously have to wait for him to prove it. You know, my word is not law. That's just my opinion.
That's fair.
And we also have to talk about the man complimenting both Ibanez and Mancini's mistake in Kolarov.
Yeah, fantastic.
What a game. What a game for that man.
We all were really harsh. It was like justified. We were harsh on Kolarov before. But man, what a center back he's been.
I take my hat. Fonseca saved his career.
Yeah.
Fonseca prolonged this guy's career by 3 years.
But you know what?
Whatever.
He was played at a center back in this last Man City season. Can't remember who said this, but it was in the WhatsApp chat, and he was great there apparently. But he wanted to leave because he wanted to play as a wing back so he could get more goals and assists.
But the thing is,
he's got enough goals and assists for a lifetime now. So I don't want to hear it.
He barely gets any goals or assists as a left back from open play anymore. So he just needs the free kicks, and he'll get that anyway. So
it could easily have backfired so much on Fonseca playing him as a center back, because Kolarov could still have gone up the field and tried to shoot from 40 meters anyways.
True.
But he adapted to the role and did what he's supposed to do and more. Because
I'm so excited to see him more.
And the thing is, he's done something that he hasn't before. He's set. He has been an example for the young centre backs.
Exactly.
And he's taken them under his wings. Honestly, I see that on the field.
For me, this is a hot take. I don't know if I want Smalling to come back into the starting lineup.
No, I don't think Smalling is a 3-back line player.
I agree. I think 15 million on him at this point is not necessary. Especially considering his age.
Those 15 should instead be like 20-25 spent on Milenkovic from Fiorentina, I think.
If you could keep Kolarov, Mancini, Ibanez, and then get Papetti for 20 and grow him to replace Kolarov, you don't need to spend on Smalling. Kolarov can be what we wanted Smalling to be. That's what he's shown.
Yeah.
True. I think they're still going to sign Smalling.
Yeah, probably.
But
But you know what? Smalling was actually quite good yesterday when he came on.
I think Ibanez,
I didn't see him
Kolarov and Mancini could be probably top 3, if not better, when it comes to back lines next season.
Maybe, yeah.
If Ibanez and Mancini hit their potential, they can be 2 of the best defenders in Italy quite easily, I think.
I think Mancini already is. I mean, but how many can we actually say is better than Mancini? Is De Vrij, maybe Skriniar?
No, not Skriniar anymore.
De Vrij, Skriniar.
I think Skriniar is so overrated.
I think Skriniar showed I don't know. I think being played in the back three is taking a lot away from Skriniar.
But let's say De Vrij, maybe Bonucci. I'm still torn about that.
De Ligt is even if he's making mistakes.
Yeah, still
Chiellini is.
Chiellini. I honestly think it's those Koulibaly. Those 5 are the only centre backs better than Mancini.
For Smalling?
No, I think Mancini's better.
I think Mancini is our best defender. Yeah. I think Ibanez. So let me put it this way: if what we've seen in the last 3 games is not an anomaly, and this is Ibanez's level, in my opinion, he's our best defender.
Then I agree. But I think Mancini has done this all season, which is why I'm still holding him higher.
But I think Mancini's ability to step out from defense and win the ball is something that's rare.
And you said this. You said this.
Step past, it's like a Ramos.
Sasha, you said this also in almost like that. With this team we have now, we have 9 midfielders.
Yeah, true. It's essentially playing with it's like playing with 9, because all 3 of our starting centre backs have the ball playing ability, which is above Cristante.
Yeah.
So
and that makes the teams so fluent and like adaptable,
exactly,
which is so important in the
exactly.
three-back line, because being static with the three-back line is dangerous because you're
Exactly.
easily
In fact, do you know what I can take away from Inter? Might be a bit of our take.
Hmm?
I really think we can sell Paul Lopez.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, every time he got the ball, it was actually just worse.
But
He froze and panicked, and
but I don't think
I mean,
Miranda,
who? I think we could get. I'm sure we could get some other Serie, another Mirante for really cheap. That
yeah,
can
because
be the
Miranda can't
stopgap
be a
while we
starter on a
reinvest the
top 4 team.
finances where we need them.
Miranda can't be a starting goalkeeper for a top 4 team.
For one season, maybe not game in, game out, but I think a Mirante level player, maybe not Mirante because he won't always be available.
We should try and get Cranio again and move on from Mirante and have Cranio and Fuzzato as the keepers.
Yeah, maybe.
How much would Cranio cost versus Paul Lopez? So if we sold Paul Lopez for 40, how much are we spending on Cranio? Probably 30, because that's how people like to fuck you. Because you've sold yours for 40, you want ours, then 30.
I don't think 25 is reasonable, honestly. I don't think Cagliari
25 is reasonable.
I don't think Cagliari is in a place to try and have the last word, because
is he that good? Is he really that good to be worth 30? I'm asking. I'm not sure. I wish Olsen wasn't a little baby and we could have said 15 plus Olsen.
The thing is,
Cagliari.
He was good in Cagliari. I don't get it.
No,
you Swedes, can you please have a word with him and tell him to leave?
Oh yeah, for real.
I don't want to speak to him.
No, but I don't get why he came back. We could have so easily sold him there permanently. Like, did he think he was going to get playing time here, or what was the? Is he that deluded? Like, really?
His competition is a 35-year-old and an uncapped player that's been called up for the Brazil national team, and he still won't start.
Oh yeah.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't understand. But I think that also he wouldn't have been the starter at Cagliari, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Daniel would have just taken over.
Should we maybe move on to the new strikers, or maybe talk a bit about Chitin? Because Seb has to leave soon. So
could we take new strikers first? Because it's a topic that I would like to be here to talk about.
Go on. You can start.
I don't know. You said you have talked about it, but I haven't, so I don't know your side. But I think Giovanni Simeone has both the grit, the toughness, and the football IQ to play for Roma and maybe even start.
Okay, I'm gonna give my take. I think we need a striker that is a poacher and that can score goals. Dzeko is not that. He's a big, strong player, but he's not a poacher. He has the most big chances missed in the league. Like, he has more big chances, I think, than Immobile this season, and he's still scoring way less. That just says something. Still a good player, but I don't think he fits the system because we need a poacher. Simeone isn't that either. He misses too many chances. And he's not a big player that can win headers, because we cross a lot with the system. We cross a lot with all the systems, but this system also, we use a lot of crosses from Perez, who doesn't have a great cross on them. He mainly just floats them in and hopes that the size of Dzeko just wins the header. And a bit like kind of the same with Spinazzola with his left foot. With his right foot, he's much better crosser, but he often goes around with the left and floats it in. Therefore, I don't think Simeone is great. I like the work rate he has. I love how hard he works and that. So I think someone like that, but that can also be a good scorer and a good header. Maybe Andrea Belotti?
I'd love Belotti, but I just don't think it's possible.
Actually realistic for us?
I don't think it's
out
possible.
of our price range.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I think
Belotti is the ideal one, but I don't see it happening.
I don't think it's realistic.
It's very sad.
For me, I think there's two that I've seen that have been quite interesting, aside from Bustos, the South American. It's a kid who plays up front for Almeria, I think. He plays for Spanish team up front that we were linked to. His agent's meeting with Roma this week,
Oh yeah.
I think.
I
I
can't
can't remember
what he
his
was
name,
called.
sorry, but he's really promising. He looks really promising, looks really talented. And then Muriqi from Fenerbahce, Roma will link to him. Really big, really, really good in the air. Dzeko style. I don't know if he's he's got 17 goals a season.
That's good.
In like 20 something games, so it's been pretty good. I know it's Turkey,
That's
but
good.
But
Still.
it's still
and
being
he
able
should be
to score.
available for around 20 million. And like from what I've seen of him, he looks like a good option. So maybe you guys should have a look at him, check him out for yourselves.
Yeah, I think maybe we can share some strikers we should get in on the WhatsApp chat, and we'll get back into this topic next week.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have some more like research, so we know what we're discussing. Maybe.
One player I wanted us to get like since last season is Kwame.
Yeah.
Kwame. He did get injured, but
I still don't think he's I still don't think he's the poacher type though. I think he needs to be involved
I'd like
more.
Pinamonti.
Pinamonti could be.
I'd prefer Pinamonti to Kwame.
I think he hasn't proven enough for me yet. I don't know.
I do think that there's a very big level from in Italy. It's a very few players between elite and very good when it comes to striker.
True.
It's either Zapata, Ronaldo, or it's either old or just not good enough. Like Caputo is old, but he's really good. Or there are players like say Simeone.
Yeah.
Who
I really think we should go South American.
Yeah.
Striker.
Fair. Yeah.
I think we should try get a Martinez type where you paid a bit, no one really knew about him, and he explodes. I really like what we've done with Ibanez and Villa. I think if we can do that, that's the model we should go for. Roma cannot buy players that are already made. We just fuck them every time.
But you know what the thing is?
We could get Gabigol.
I really like Gabigol, but I feel like that guy probably never wants to see Italy again.
No, exactly. You know what the thing is with the thing you just said, Sasha? We could do that if we had Petraki, because Petraki was so good at finding those type of players. What did we do with Petraki?
Just get Sabatini back. He can always find something.
Yeah, Sabatini too.
Can I say one thing on this? I think we're giving a lot of credit to Petraki for these youngsters. And I don't think we're giving enough credit to Paolo. Because at the end of the day, a lot of players are talented. It's how many talented players have we had that we just wasted? You know? He's actually getting the best. He's not. What do you know? What it is about Fonseca that is so beautiful? He's not Italian. He's not. You know Fazio. You know Fazio's played in Serie A for 5 years. Oh, you have to start him. Fazio's great. Oh no, you know Cristante's been. He's not a politician. For him, if you're good in training, you get on the field. You earn your way onto the field.
That's what I like about him.
No, but you know, this guy's the starter. He doesn't care about that. He chooses what is the best option. And that's why I think we don't necessarily need Petraki. I think there are many sporting directors that have the ability to spot young talent. In fact, Sabatini with Fonseca, that is something I'd love to see.
If that's the case, I'm very happy. I mean, it's hard to know how I don't know how good any of like Ibanez, Villar, Cetin, how good any of them were before they came to us. So I'm not going to talk about that. But I think Fonseca is very promising. I think Petraki was also promising. I just hope we get someone good in. But I think maybe we should. I want to get into Cetin, the sale. I want to hear your thoughts, and then I think we should do the previews. But just quick thoughts. I don't want nothing too elaborate because we don't have much time.
It's an option to buy with
15.
Option to buy, right?
Yeah, option to buy for Hellas, and then option to buy back for us.
I think that's. I mean, do you know what? Part of me wants us to, because now we have 3 centre backs. part of me would rather we kept him because he's someone who at least knows the coach. He knows what we're trying to do. He could be depth. It's someone we already have. It's not a, but, and then also it's a loan with an option. It's not like they're going to pay us 10 million and now we have 10 million to get Smalling. It's still only a loan.
Yeah.
And it opens up another place that we have to fill on our roster. So if he goes there and he develops into the next Ramos and we can buy him back for 15,
but
who am I to complain? But
I'm honestly a bit scared of the buyback clause because it could be just a thing to make the deal look better, and then like Roma never thinks of it. Like look at Fratesi. I think using a buyback option from him would have been really sensible for us.
But you know what? We had that buyback option with Pellegrini. He was sold to Sassuolo, and we bought him back for 10 million. So
and who did that?
I think it was Monchi.
Was it?
Yeah.
No. It was before.
Maybe
no, it was not Monchi.
It was
Pellegrini was there with Spalletti, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe
wasn't he? No. Was Monkey? He came in Di Francesco's first season.
He actually
came with Di Francesco.
He actually did something semi-good.
Did he?
Good
I
for
feel
him.
like if Pellegrini stayed at Sassuolo, you'd be world class right now.
Maybe. Possible, yeah.
Yeah. He could be like what Boga is now.
Yeah, true. You know what what I'm thinking with Chetin though? I think there must be a reason why he didn't get another chance. Yeah. I think he hasn't proven enough in training because Fonseca clearly doesn't care about how experienced you are.
He clearly gives chances. There's no bias with him.
Exactly. I think there must be some. I think that maybe he wasn't good enough in training, and simply that's why we sold him. Loaned him out with the option to buy.
I'm so happy with Fonseca that he just doesn't look at the best team on the paper. Yeah. He goes by day form and the players he generally think will provide, and that's so important.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. If he just went by paper, we're 8th.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that.
No, agreed.
What squad?
No, I'm so happy with Fonseca.
If he just chose the team, I agree with you.
Yeah.
If you looked at paper, Diawara wouldn't have played.
No.
Ibanez wouldn't have gotten his chance.
If he went by paper, Sus would have been playing.
What?
If he went by paper, Sus would have been playing.
Yeah. Cengiz Under would have started every game.
Yeah.
I think, and I also think the tactical change so that we can get rid of Under and Kluivert. I mean, I like them, but best for everyone that they go.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I think this season we have to ship out Under and Kluivert and use that money wisely for players that fit our system.
But you know what? Yeah. I still think they should be given some more chances to get their price up, because now it just seems like we really don't need them. And who the fuck is going to pay more for them? Like, why would you pay 30 million if you know the other team doesn't want him anymore? So I think Kluivert should be getting at least a couple of minutes versus Spal. Same with Under maybe. And also to rest other players. If we're leading with more than 2 or 3 goals, which I think we will, by like the 60th minute, they should both be subbed down just to give them minutes so that we get the price up.
I think.
Why do none of our youth players sit on the bench?
I mean, we have
Riccardi should be on the bench. I think.
But we have
I think Riccardi should be on the bench. That's something that does upset me. I do think Riccardi should be getting on the bench.
And Calafiori.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially if we want Calafiori to not go to Juve.
True.
Yeah. And I
should we get into?
I do still believe that, and teams like Everton or
I could
Wolves,
see them.
they will pay 35 for Kluivert or Under no matter what.
Should we do another one, just to finish off reviews?
I'm probably not going to be back for the next part.
All right, but we'll just.
I just want to say my quick predictions for the next.
Quickly.
I think there's not too much to talk about with Spal. I think it's going to be a fairly easy job. They're mathematically relegated. we do need the goal difference if we're gonna catch
I'd say 4-0.
Lazio, which is basically
I
impossible.
say 4-0 in Spal and
Yeah.
2-1 against Fiorentina.
I think Fiorentina is
yeah.
also going to be easy because their defense is just so weak.
And they have nothing to play
I'd
for.
say 4-0 Spal, 3-1 Fiorentina.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's
Okay.
yeah, probably 4-0 and 3-1.
Are we going to leave it there, guys?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to everyone who watched, and we'll see you guys next week. Forza Roma.
Yeah. Go on. Bye, guys.
There you guys.
Cheers.